Good morning, Wildcat Country. This is Jasmine Graves coming to talk about the breaking news that happened in London, England. The Great Smog of 1952 was a real and terrible event that claimed the lives of thousands of people. London was under a toxic mix of dense fog and black smoke that lasted 4 days. This event became known as the Great Smog of 1952. The Great Smog developed in London on December 5th, 1952, which was triggered by a period of cold weather collecting airborne pollution mainly from the coal fires that were used to heat homes at the time, which formed a thick layer of smog over the city. In some places, daytime visibility was so limited you couldn't see your own feet. Boat traffic came to a halt. Flights were grounded and trains canceled. Even during the middle of the day, drivers turned on their headlights and hanged their heads out the windows in an attempt to inch ahead through the fog. With near-zero visibility, roads were littered with abandoned cars. Midday concerts and social events were canceled due to total darkness, and virtually all commerce was shut down. Eventually, all transportation in the region was halted, but not before the smog caused several rail accidents, including a collision between two trains near the London Bridge. This fog created many health issues amongst humans and animals, including difficulty breathing and vomiting. One of the first noted victims was a prize cow that suffocated on December 5th. An unusually high number of people in the area, numbering in the thousands, died in their sleep that weekend. There were approximately 4,000 people that died during the Great Smog. On December 9th, the smog finally blew away. In the aftermath of this incident, the British government passed more regulations on air pollution and encouraged people to stop using coal to warm their homes. Despite these measures, a similar smog 10 years later killed 100 Londoners. Parliament then passed the Clean Air Act of 1956, which restricted the burning of coal in urban areas and encouraged homes to shift towards cleaner coals, electricity, and gas for heating purposes.
And last but not least, we have an infant corn popper made by Fisher-Price. These toys catch the eye of any 1-year-old who's trying to learn how to walk. Corn poppers are toys that make noise as your children walk. It makes a popping noise just like popcorn in a microwave. The more they walk or run, the faster the balls pop inside of the plastic dome. They are made out of plastic, so it's almost impossible to break. That concludes our broadcast of the top 5 toys most of your children want for Christmas 1952. Your children are counting on you to get them these toys for Christmas. Today we have the top 5 toys of the year. All your kids have at least one of these toys on their Christmas list. Stick around to find out why your kids have been so good this year.
Here are the top 5 British films of 1952, starting us off with the film 24 Hours of a Woman's Life, which is a drama directed by Victor Saville. This film takes place in a cafe where a writer named Robert Sterling notices a scandal going on, and to keep the calm, he spoke about a story similar to the situation. Critics called the film a poor censor, but the background provided some exotic interest. Angels 1-5 comes in at number 2, directed by George Moore O'Farrell. Angels 1-5 is a film that took place during World War II. The film centers on a young fighter pilot before and after the Battle of Britain. Some scenes were shot at RAF Uxbridge, home to a wartime operation zone. Critics called this one impactful and the first movie to ever based on the Battle of Britain. Coming in at number 3 is the comedic film Brandy for the Parsons, directed by John Eldridge. The film is based on a young couple named Bill and Petronilla, who are on a yachting holiday. They agree to give a ride to a friendly man named Tony and his cargo, whom without them knowing is a brandy smuggler. Before they know it, they are fleeing across the country, chased by customs men. Executive producer John Grierson described it as a sweet lemon of a picture with a feel of old oak and seaweed. Film number 4 would be The Brave Don't Cry, a drama directed by Philip Leacock. This film takes place in Knockshenock Castle in Scotland, where 129 men were trapped by a landslide. Critics say it was a rather moving film with a strong acting and compelling direction to recommend it. This movie was based on a true story. Last but never least, coming in at number 5 is the romantic comedy The Card, directed by Ronald Neame. The film follows the adventures and misadventures of a young man named Edward Henry Machen, or known as Denry. Denry cheats on an exam in order to qualify for entry to a school for the sons of gentlemen. Critics have said this film was a superb achievement from every angle.